Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. As we all know, XRP is at the very core of Ripple's business model. And although Ripple's never worded it quite like that, this is the way that I word it because, in functional terms, if you look at what Ripple is actually doing, XRP is core to everything else that Ripple is doing. And so it's the case that XRP obviously being positioned as a bridge currency, we understand the implications of that. We understand what Ripple is doing in changing the way that value flows around the planet in traditional finance. But that's not all that they're doing. Ripple is doing their best, and they're having a lot of success lately, you may have noticed, if you've been paying attention. Ripple is having tremendous success in just taking over the infrastructure for all things crypto. So, and it's not too much to say that. I mean, just pick an aspect of crypto, and Ripple's there. They are in acquisition mode. You may recall a few months ago, they bought out that firm Medico for a cool $250 million for crypto custody. And now news broke that they have purchased another major firm, Fortress Trust, which, by the way, is going to use Ripple's payments technology. So Fortress, they do a number of things, including custody, and they see a lot of opportunity here for synergy. And so as a result, they're actually Ripple will be using their existing technology and they're actually going to be funneling a ton of money into this thing. So I'll share with you some of the specifics there. But it's just so fascinating to see that this is the case. So Ripple, we've all known for years and years and years what they're doing in terms of the world of traditional finance. But now, perhaps more crucially, especially with the amount of money that's about to flow in, I'm going to touch on an article that speaks to that. The amount of money that's going to be flowing into crypto, even if you look over like a longer period of time, over the next, say, couple of decades or so, and then you have a firm like Ripple who has tremendous financial interest in XRP. I don't mind that. I understand that the toxic Bitcoin Maxi trolls, they have just the strongest aversion ever, to Ripple having such a financial interest in XRP and with the quantity of XRP that Ripple holds. I just never gave a damn. I jumped into crypto in 2017. I was like, oh, okay, so here's a company that's being transparent. They have a whale position that's admittedly just gigantic. And I was like, okay, well, but the cryptocurrency itself is decentralized. And they could start dumping it and I could get burned, I guess. But I didn't have fear. And then even at that point, they were already in the process of setting up escrow and this and that to alleviate fears. And it never made sense to me that Ripple would just be dumping on the market, cratering the price of XRP when the price of XRP is most important to that particular entity. And and also I wanted to highlight this. Take a look at this headline. This is some fake ass news for you. This comes from Bitcoinist.com. Republic of Palau freezes Ripple-based stablecoin on Friday. Here's why. And so you may recall that Ripple teamed up with the Republic of Palau, launching a stablecoin that was actually launched on the XRP ledger itself. And it was reported by Bitcoinist.com that that whole thing fell apart. But it's actually not true. So just cleaning up the messes of crypto media out there. Thank you for nothing, Bitcoinist.com. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Here's the headline from the Daily Huddle. Ripple Labs acquires blockchain infrastructure firm Fortress Trust. Crypto-based payments platform Ripple Labs is acquiring blockchain infrastructure firm Fortress Trust, the second major purchase for the company this year. In a new company blog post, Ripple announces its addition of Web3 firm Fortress Trust to handle its infrastructure and regulatory compliance needs. And here's a quote from Ripple. Through its technology and licensing, Fortress Trust provides critical infrastructure to address the growing enterprise crypto market that complements Ripple's business and product roadmap. By leveraging a regulated partner like Fortress, financial institutions and enterprises can focus on building their blockchain strategy rather than worrying about compliance requirements. End quote. And so again, like I was saying just a minute ago, Ripple is basically trying to take over as many of the rails in the realm of crypto as humanly possible. I don't mind it. And then they're right here. Ripple says it plans on further investing in the Fortress brand by putting money into its parent company as a means of bolstering its payments network. Quote, Following the closure of the Fortress Trust deal, Ripple plans to invest in the parent company, Fortress Blockchain Technologies, and its Fortress Pay services, which will leverage Ripple's global technology to deliver new and innovative payment solutions to business customers around the world, end quote. And so they don't get into how the sausage is made and what the specifics are, but again, they see there's an opportunity for Ripple's existing payments technology to complement what's going on with Fortress in terms of the Fortress Pay services. But again, so that's that in conjunction with custody, and we look, we know, like, I'm all about self-custody. I'm a huge fan of self-custody, but it's never going to be the case that everybody in crypto is going to want to be responsible for their own crypto. There will always be demand for banks and other entities to hold people's crypto for them so that they don't have to deal with the stress or concerns and the risks of self-custody. Because what if you have I mean, you know, you can only imagine any number of scenarios. Like, what if you're holding your private key and it's that, what if it's actually on paper physically, and then it's in your house and your house burns down? Something. Well, there you go. You now have zero net worth. And so there are people that just aren't going to put up with that type of stuff. And yes, there are things you can do to add redundancies, this and that. But a lot of people just aren't going to want to deal with that. And so I like self-custody for myself, but I just recognize that, you know, it's different strokes for different folks, and not everybody's going to want to do that. And that's perfectly okay here. And so it's just so fascinating to see Ripple jump in, purchasing, again, Medico, like I cited right at the outset of the video, and then you got Fortress here also. And Brad Garlinghouse posted the following on social media platform X. We've known the Fortress Trust team for years. What they've achieved in a few short years since incorporation is commendable. I'm excited to see how Ripple expands in the realm of crypto infrastructure services with the Fortress Trust team. And it's also been fun to see certain Bitcoin maxi trolls just have an utter meltdown over this, because Ripple's taking over more of the infrastructure that is the world of crypto. And it's not like Ripple's going to have a monopoly. I'm not trying to imply that's the case. But, you know, there's certainly in control of some serious firms out there in the world of crypto. And so seeing the Bitcoin maxi trolls just melt down, it's a true delight. And so there's this guy named Corey Clipston, who you may have heard of. He's fairly well known in the world of crypto. And my God, if they're talk about a human that is intolerant of opinions that are different than his own, that would be him. He actually ended up blocking me fairly recently. And I wasn't being rude or anything. I was just conversing, and I can't remember what it was about, but I was disagreeing with whatever it was. He didn't like that I had an idea that was different than his. So what did he do? He fixed the problem by blocking me. And so I just blocked him right back, because that's my policy. If anybody blocks me, I just block him right back. And so he's running this firm. It's called Swan, and he's like holy Bitcoin maximalism. Like, here's the front page of the thing, and you can see that they're saying, hey, if Swan's the best way if you want to build your Bitcoin stack, so on and so forth. And so they want to be your solution if you're purchasing Bitcoin, and they'll help you to do it, especially if you've got large purchases. If you're going to put more than $100,000 of Bitcoin, of your money into Bitcoin. And I can't imagine giving somebody like this access to my money. Not a snowball's chance in hell here. But anyway, so he's running this firm, and as it turns out, this Swan firm, they were actually utilizing Fortress. And Corey Clipston, and this is what's just so rich, and I love this. Corey hates Ripple and hates XRP. And so anybody from the XRP community, if you respond to him, and he catches wind that maybe you actually like something that's not Bitcoin, you like XRP, he will block you. He will just do that. And so that's why it was so rich here, seeing that his firm is utilizing Fortress for custody for his Swan platform, and now Ripple owns it. It is so rich here. And so here's an account named Predator, and this was circulating a fair bit, 92,000 views, you can see. This guy, and I'm not familiar with this account, but this guy wrote, "Oh my God." So it's super dramatic here. I've been telling Corey Clipston for months that his brand is incurring severe reputational damage for continuing to work with Fortress Trust. He doubled down. Now your coins are custodied by Ripple, the S-word coin that has been funding Change the Code campaign, face emoji. And so Attorney Bill Morgan noted the following. Here is the mindless rant of a typical Bitcoin maxi who thinks Ripple, a company, is a S-word coin. I was in 2023, folks, and people still think Is there a single human that thinks that Ripple is a cryptocurrency? It's a company. You idiots. What a bunch of idiot sticks. And then there was a separate indication that this Corey guy, he's going to be not worrying about this in the short term, but over the midterm, sounds like he's going to be moving some money here, or rather switching platforms for custody. He was alluding to that anyway. But look, in terms of the potential moving forward, and I've said so many times, like in terms of it's just my humble, unprofessional opinion, but crypto is the best area to invest. So if you imagine, even from right this moment, and I have been saying this since I jumped into crypto, and I've just been saying it year after year after year because it still seems true to me. With each passing year, I'm like, yeah, I think it's still true, so I'm going to keep saying it. If you fast forward 10 years out, you'll find out that crypto is the best place to invest, the best asset class to invest in, because there's so little money in it, and you're going to hit this point where you just see this inflection point. As you typically do if you consider what a technology bell curve looks like, where just eventually things take off at such an exponential clip that you get to this point where it's just people ultimately get left behind if they're not in. And so that's why it's so exciting that we are here first. And one of the things that's going to speed this up, and that's why it's so interesting to see Ripple doing what they're doing in terms of taking over as much of the infrastructure as possible with XRP at the core of their business model, it is the case that the wealthiest people on the planet, it's going to be the younger generation now, especially as time passes. Funds are inherited. It's going to be a boatload of money. In fact, look at this headline from the Daily Huddle, and I don't want to read the whole article. I just mostly wanted to make a broad point here. But the headline is $73 trillion wealth transfer incoming. Here's who will gain the most, according to billionaire Ray Dalio. Billionaire investor Ray Dalio believes a historically massive transfer of wealth has been quietly boosted by central banks around the world. An estimated $73 trillion transfer of wealth is now underway as baby boomers bequeath assets to the next generation, reports Fortune. So the broader point that I wanted to make here is that it's going to a younger generation, and the younger generation is much more crypto savvy, happy to invest. And so the amount of money that's going to flow in, it's going to be jaw-dropping over a span of time. I mean, there's never been a transfer of wealth in the history of our species like what is coming. That's what I surmise anyway. And they actually anticipate here, they go into cite in the article that they anticipate that handing down of money, the $73 trillion, will be complete by 2045. So it's going to be flowing in over that particular time period. And this is on top of every other thing that we've been talking about with the spot Bitcoin ETF, broader crypto adoption in general, a change in accounting rules, the FASB stuff that we highlighted the other day, XRP having legal clarity on top of that, Congress moving directionally, seemingly anyway, where we want them to go, and even if it takes years for them to catch up to where we'd like them to be, it's all coming anyway. And then you're talking about us ultimately getting, we already saw the depths of the bear market in November of last year, and so unless there's a wild card event, we already are at the bottom. So there's a lot of positive stuff to look forward to, and so in the short term, even in the in the coming years, relatively short term anyway, lots to look forward to. And then if you're looking at over the next couple decades, yeah, this is why I keep saying, if you look at what things are going to be like another decade from now, probably pretty damn good. I'd hazard a guess. Now take a look at this false article here from Bitcoinist.com titled "Republic of Palau Freezes Ripple-Based Stablecoin on Friday. Here's why." And again, the truth of the matter is that this was a pilot program between Ripple and the Republic of Palau, launching the stablecoin on the XRP ledger, and they even get that part wrong. So anyway, the piece reads as follows. J. Hunter Anson, the director of the Digital Residency Office at Palau's Ministry of Finance, announced the temporary suspension of the Ripple-based Palau stablecoin pilot program. The announcement came via Twitter, where Anson stated, "On Friday, we will cease distribution of the Palau stablecoin. For those with PSC still in their wallets, you will have until September 15th to spend it before it is frozen in perpetuity," end quote. Okay, so this is reported as the end of the program. That's not the case, though. It was a pilot, and the pilot itself ends. That doesn't mean that they're going to cease to work with Ripple. And then they also, later in the article, stated that this stablecoin was launched on Ripple's central bank digital currency platform, which literally is not true. It actually was on the XRP ledger. It's not a central bank digital currency. It's a stable coin. And so they wrote that right, this part right here. I don't need to read it. It's on your screen right there, though. Literally not true. So here I am cleaning up the mess of the C students that write this crap. And I also wanted to give a shout out and credit to Brian and Monarch for bringing that story to my attention. But the good news is, again, that is not the case. And so here you can see Jay Hunter Anson, who's the guy overseeing all of this, and he corrected the record. And so the other day he wrote on X, formerly known as Twitter, "Not accurate. Palau is absolutely looking forward to continuing our partnership with Ripple using the XRP ledger to refine our stablecoin solution design. The Palau stablecoin was always a temporary research and development pilot. Originally scheduled for 60 days, we've actually extended it another 30 days to test some additional use cases discovered along the way and allow more people to participate due to popular demand. We then need time to compile data and complete our report to government leadership. The report will include recommendations for the next pilot and also requirements for a full production program." And so there you go. They're moving forward with this, and this is one more. It's one more reason the XRP ledger and XRP ain't going away, son. It ain't going away. XRP is a permanent fixture in the world of crypto, so far as I see it, and I think that the world of crypto is going to have way more money flowing into it, which is why all I'm going to sit around and do is absolutely nothing as it pertains to my investments into the world of crypto. Because everything's getting built around this. Like, what do you think's going to happen? So anyway, glad that the record has been corrected here. And thanks for nothing, Bitcoinist.com, you bunch of C students. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.